I started dropshipping on eBay in 2024, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard about this type of dropshipping, I thought there was no way it actually worked. It's really not that hard, it's just annoying and repetitive. So instead of doing everything manually by hand, I tried something else instead. I built and used an AI setup that lists products for me, helps me find what to sell, and handles most of the boring parts of the business. In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down exactly what happened, what I use, and if this is a feasible setup for a beginner, as well as how much day-to-day work it actually is. Because I'm gonna tell you right now though, it's a lot more doable than people think. And also, I want to do a quick clarification of what I mean by this dropshipping model. And this is not traditional dropshipping that you'd see on Shopify. I'm not building a website or running ads or dealing with any creatives or any of that stuff. This dropshipping model specifically is called eBay dropshipping. Simply put, what I do is take products from Amazon, mark them up, and then post them straight to my eBay store. And when an item sells, I fulfill the order by going back to Amazon and ordering the product directly to my eBay buyer. When I started doing this type of dropshipping in December of 2024, I was doing everything manually by hand. I'd spend forever looking on Amazon for good products I thought would do well, and then having to copy over all the information like the title and the pictures to my eBay listing. And I began to realize something as I was doing that. This business is not hard because it's complicated. It's hard because it's repetitive and time consuming. So instead of quitting, I thought, what if I could turn this into a system where I was using AI to do most of the work and then have a business that generates me money every day? Turning eBay dropshipping into essentially AI dropshipping. And when I say AI dropshipping though, here's what I actually mean. I'm using an AI software so that I don't have to do all the repetitive stuff by hand. Because if you've ever tried listing on eBay by hand, having to copy over everything from Amazon, you'll understand that it takes a lot of time. You're copying over the title, the pictures, the description, all of the key details, and having to put that in by hand. And when you're doing that, it's really tough to get a ton of listings up onto your store. And the reality is that eBay dropshipping really is not that complicated. It just gets very repetitive. And with eBay dropshipping, the repetitive stuff matters a lot because at the end of the day, eBay dropshipping is simply a volume game. And the reason why some people don't get results with this is not because the method doesn't work. It's because they can't stay consistent long enough to build a huge catalog of products on their store. And I mean, I get why, because doing all the listings by hand takes a ton of time. So instead of sitting there and listing products all day, I wanted a setup that was automated and that I could scale. And in my case, I use an AI software called Dropanion. It's basically my control panel for my entire Amazon to eBay dropshipping business. And it helps me in 3 main ways, which I'll show you right now. Okay, so the first thing my software does for me is the product research and finding winning products to list on my store. So I'll kind of walk you through how that works in my workflow. And what the software essentially is doing is it's scanning other dropshippers on eBay and finding the products they've sold. We then use those products that they've sold for our own listing. The software then returns Amazon products based on those sold listings from other dropshippers, and then we can list those same products onto our account. So essentially, we're taking winning products from other people and using them for our own listings on our store. So I'm pretty much clicking the scan sellers button here, and then what that's going to do is go through these other dropshippers on eBay, and then it's going to look at the items they've sold in the last 90 days and then give us Amazon products based on that. So as you can see here, it's looking up different products in Amazon, and every time it does a search, it's going to give us products that are in the results. So at the end of this, after it's done running, it's going to give us a giant list of products we can post directly onto our store. And since these products have done well for other people and other eBay dropshippers, we know they're probably going to do pretty well for us as well. It's simply just using proven products. So normally this would keep running for a bit, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it off for time purposes. But basically, after that process is fully done, we're going to go back to our product research section. We're going to go back to our product research section, scroll down, and then there's a giant list of products waiting to be listed on our store. Now I'm going to show you how I get all these Amazon products onto my eBay store. So what I'll do is at the bottom here, I'll simply click add to lister. And I'll go up to the top, go over to the auto lister section because we're trying to list these products. And then I would simply fill in these 3 settings here. And the first thing you have to put in is the markup percentage. I typically do around 100%. So we'll go ahead and put that in here, which means if a product's on Amazon for like 20 bucks, let's say, for example, I'm going to list that for 40 bucks onto my account. And then for the promoted ad rate, I'll normally put 5%. That's just kind of how we advertise on eBay, but we only pay after the item sells. And then as you can see below, it already has all of our links that we just found, and it put them directly into this table here. So we don't really have to do anything with this. The last step though for us is to pick how many links we want to list. And so normally I'll do 100 per day, but if it's an older account, I'll bump that up. But typically what I recommend is that you do 100 products per day. So we'll go ahead and put 100 right here. And after that, all we do is just click start. And that's going to automatically start listing products onto our eBay store without us having to do any work at all. So typically what my workflow looks like is I'll set these links out before I go to bed, maybe do 100 or more depending on how old my account is. And then it's going to simply list products while I'm sleeping. Because right now my hands are totally off the computer. It's going by itself. It's going to fill in all the listing data for us and then inserting them into the eBay listing form. We don't have to do any of the work at all. The only thing we do is click a few buttons to start the process process, and then we can let it run in the background. So as you can see here, it's going to fill in the title with AI. It's going to fill in the SKU, all the photos, just fill in all the necessary information that we need to have a successful eBay listing. So this will typically run in the background while I'm sleeping. You can obviously do it at other times as well. I just find that it's easiest to do it when I'm not really going to be on my computer. So it'll go down and fill out the description as well. It's going to use AI for this too. It's going to put in our price below here, and it's going to do our ad rate that we put in, and then it's going to submit the listing. And the nice part about this is that after it submits a listing, it'll simply move on to the next one by itself. So it'll keep going through all the items that you have queued up until it's finished. So like we did 100 links, for example. So it's going to keep going through all these Amazon products and keep posting them to our eBay store until 100 have been submitted. Okay, and so the last two tools that I use with this AI software are the tracker and the dashboard. And so essentially what the dashboard does is that I can look up any one of my listings on my account and then get the corresponding Amazon link. So let's say I had this order here, for example, on my account. I'd obviously want to fulfill it by going back to Amazon and ordering this exact same product directly to my eBay buyer, but sometimes it can be tricky if you try and find it by hand. So really all I have to do though is when I go to fulfill an order, let's say this one, for example, I simply copy the SKU, I go to my dashboard, paste in the SKU, and click search. It's going to pop up this exact listing on our account, and then it's going to give us the Amazon URL. So all we have to do is click on the URL, and then it's going to take us to this exact product we just sold. As we can see here, it's the exact same photos and everything. We sold it for $26.99, and we're buying it for $14.99 on Amazon. So it's going to be a decent profit there. So we would just simply click the buy now option and then put in the customer's address from eBay. And now I want to give a quick explanation of what the tracker tool does with Dropanion. So sometimes products that you list from Amazon onto your eBay store will go out of stock. Maybe the Amazon seller doesn't offer that product anymore, or they just kind of went out of business. In that case, you wouldn't want that product on your store still, because if you sell it, then there's no way you can fulfill it. So what this tracker tool does is it'll go through your entire eBay catalog and then identify those products, the products that are out of stock and aren't being sold anymore. And then it's going to automatically mark the quantity down to 0 for those items so that you don't ever have a chance of even selling them and run into the out of stock issue. So to keep it short, it's essentially removing items that are going to cause issues, items that are out of stock on your store. It's going to clean those up for you. So to sum it up, the AI aspect allows you to save so much time with the listing process and finding winning products, and also increases your speed and your scalability. So I currently run a total of 10 eBay accounts, and what I've seen on average is that every account I have makes around 1,000 in profit every single month. But this account you're looking at right here, I actually made a while ago, and it's an older account, and therefore I have more listings on it. So this account actually does closer to like 2.5K a month in profit. But typically the rule I kind of go by is that every 10,000 listings you have on your store, that's going to generate you the 1,000 profit a month. That's just kind of what I've seen based on doing listings on 10 different accounts. But this account right here that's doing 2.5K a month, I actually have 22,000 listings on. So it's still kind of following that same rule of every 10,000 listings, it's making 1K in profit, since it's doing 2.5K and I have around 22K listings. And that's the amazing part about eBay dropshipping, is that it's so easy to scale to the point where all you have to do to make more money is simply list more products. And like I said earlier, I typically recommend doing around 100 products a day, but on this account, since it's older, I've had a longer selling history, I actually do up to 500 per day, which is why I was able to get to that 22K mark in a relatively short period of time. And so as we can see as well, I've done 32K in sales in the past 90 days, which equates to around 10K a month in sales. Obviously though, it's not profit off this 30K. Off the 10K a month, I'm making, 2 to 2.5K in profit, which isn't too bad of a profit margin considering we're simply just selling products from Amazon onto eBay. But yeah, as you can see, I'm at 21,432 listings, and I'm continuing to list every single day. It's just at the point where I have so many products up on my store, I'm just getting consistent sales because I'm playing the volume game. And that's what I recommend other people do as well. And it's such a simple strategy that even a beginner can do it. With the AI auto lister, it realistically only takes me around 3 minutes of actual work to get up 100 listings a day, because the software is essentially listing the products automatically for you, and you don't even have to touch your computer. And obviously there are a few other things I have to do myself on the account, like dealing with returns, messaging back customers, and fulfilling orders. But the most painful part, doing all your listings manually by hand, I don't have to deal with any of that. So you're probably wondering though what the workload's like and what I do typically to run my eBay stores on a day-to-day basis. And most days it looks something like this. So first, what I usually do is I go to my messages tab and I'll go through, respond to customers, deal with all the customer service stuff. If somebody has a question about an item, I'll simply just respond to them to the best of my abilities. And if I have any returns, I'll deal with that as well. Just kind of doing the customer service tasks. So like in this example right here, it looks like this guy opened up a return with us. So all we did is we sent him the Amazon return QR code right to the buyer, gave him a little message, and he's now good to go. And so after that, typically for me, is time for the order fulfillment. And this just means means going to my orders tab on eBay and then finding the items that have sold and then going back to Amazon, ordering those same products directly to the eBay customer's address. And it's really quite nice because we don't have to touch the product at all, hence why it's called eBay dropshipping. So like, let's go ahead and walk through an example of this real quick. So like this thing right here, it looks like a heavy duty propane torch. You sold it for $50.99. So let's go ahead and go through an order just to kind of give you guys an example. And so as we can see here, it looks like this engine air hose for a Nissan car sold for $35.69 on our account. And so what we would do to fulfill this is we would use our dashboard tool that I mentioned earlier. We would simply copy the SKU over from eBay. We would go to our dashboard, type in the SKU here, and then click search. And it's going to give us that exact item. We'll click on that. It's going to take us to the same product as we can see here that's sold on our eBay account. It looks the exact same, which is what it should be. The only difference is that we're buying it for $14.99 here and we sold it for $35.69. So this one's actually going to be really decent profit. And so to fulfill this, we would simply click the buy now button here, and that's going to take us to our checkout. And then we would go up here to where it says select delivery address. And all we would do is we'd find the buyer's address here on eBay by going to the order details, and we'd copy that over, paste it to Amazon, click the place order button, and then boom, our order is fulfilled. It's being shipped to our buyer and he's going to get the item in normally a couple days. And what we can do as well is mark it as shipped on here and then send the buyer a message, give them a delivery date, just kind of do the whole customer service thing. The point is simple though. I'm not sitting on my eBay accounts for hours and hours every day. I'm at a point where my workload is very minimal. And eBay dropshipping is designed to be something you can do even when you're still busy. Whether you're in school, you have a job, or you have other stuff going on. And now for the biggest question, is eBay dropshipping feasible for a brand new beginner, someone who's never logged into eBay? And I'm saying 100% yes, because you don't need to learn ads, you don't need to build a website, you don't need to be some marketing genius, and you don't need a lot of the skills that are required for other business models like Shopify dropshipping. You're really just following a repeatable process that's already been proven to work. If you're listing consistently every day, fulfilling orders on time, and making sure to have good customer service, there's really no reason you can't see a lot of success with this. And most beginners end up failing because they list like 20 products onto their account and then keep refreshing their dashboard to see if they have a sale. This isn't some list 10 products onto your store and get rich type of thing. It's a system where volume creates consistent sales. It gets to a point where you have so many products on your eBay store that it's unreasonable for you not to get sales. The way this actually works if you're a beginner is if you build momentum. In the beginning, you're pretty much planting seeds. You're building listings, you're learning how eBay works, you're getting your first few sales, and you're learning how to deal with customers and deal with order fulfillment. And the first goal definitely isn't to make 1,000 overnight. The first goal is simple: list consistently every day with an AI tool and focus on the inputs, which is listing. And the sales will come. It turns into a very simple math problem. More listings equals more sales, which means more profit. First, get your eBay account made and set up correctly. Then start listing consistently, ideally every day. And use automation so you can actually scale listing volume and find winning products with ease. And then simply fulfill orders and deal with customers when those things arise. The people who win with eBay dropshipping are the ones who stick with it long enough to build listing momentum through a giant catalog of eBay products. So yeah, AI dropshipping is definitely very real in 2026. And it's simply eBay dropshipping while using AI automation and staying consistent. And if you treat it like a system, you can genuinely build something from zero and start as a complete beginner and make money. And if you want the exact AI tool I use, it's called Dropanion, and I linked it in the description. And I also linked a free Discord that'll show you how to get your eBay account set up and your first listing done. But thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more videos on eBay dropshipping. I'll see you in the next one.